Hey, everybody. Welcome to the I Hate Monday show. And guys, I got some cool guest stars with me. I got a couple of my super game room dude buddies. What's up, Carl? Detroit Love. How you doing, man?
You know how to do it, right, Michael B? Fantastic.
Fantastic. And we got Michael B, the game genie. How you doing, Michael B?
Oh, you know how I do. Almost as good as Carl.
So Michael B, real quick, for those of you who tune into our Super Game Room Dudes Arcade and Gaming Podcast show, as you guys know, Michael B has what you like to call a nervous tick. He's got a habit. He likes to raise his arm before he speaks. And I was worried. I was like, Michael B, if you ever fell down and broke your arm and ended up in a sling, here, you would just sit there quietly during all of our shows, man. We would never hear from you again because you'd be going like this. And that would be the end of it. So what's up, everybody? Thanks for joining the show. We definitely wanted to do a reaction video, guys. This is a safe place. This is a safe room. There's no Arcade1Up employees on our show. So, guys, I want to hear your honest opinions and feedback. I want to know what you guys thought of their announcements today. We're going to run through all the cabinets. We're going to let you know what we think and all that kind of stuff. The question is did they hit a home run today or did they swing and miss? So, maybe we'll answer that question at the end. I think what we should kind of start doing is just start running through these cabinets, guys. Which one do you guys want to talk about first? There was a whole mess of stuff announced today. Michael B, I'll let you pick. Which one do you want to talk about first?
Let's start with the legacy cabinets. Maybe we'll start with Capcom Street Fighter.
Capcom Street Fighter? Speaking of Capcom Street Fighter, let's take a look at what Arcade1Up announced today. All right, guys, that was the little sizzle reel that Arcade1Up put together for their Capcom Legacy cabinet. Michael B, since you picked it, why don't you lead the conversation here, man? What do you think about this cabinet? And guys, let's go cabinet by cabinet. Start throwing it in the live chat. What do you guys think of the Capcom Legacy cabinet? I'll get some of your comments displayed on screen. Go ahead, Michael.
I was blown away when I saw this. I love the new form factor. The art is so 90s. You cannot make something more 90s than that. It looks amazing. Also, John D touched on this, and it's something that was a problem with the X-Men versus Street Fighter and the Marvel versus Capcom cabinets is they didn't have dedicated cabinets. Everything was a conversion cab. And what Capcom used to do was they give you a marquee, they give you a panel and a bezel, and then they just stick a sticker on the side. And with Marvel versus Capcom, they did all new artwork. With X-Men versus Street Fighter, they expanded the sticker and made a full side panel. Here, they gave you the real arcade experience. They just slapped that sticker on the side. So the attention to detail, the 12 games that they have on there, I'm very excited. I've talked a lot about how I'm going to be running out of room in my arcade soon. I have a Final Fight cab and a Wave 1 Street Fighter, so this looks like an excellent opportunity to combine both those cabinets, maybe sell off these and save room for one new cabinet, while you're also getting a much better version of Street Fighter and Final Fight with stereo sound. So I'm a huge fan of this. I think it looks great. The only negative is we kind of know there's a Street Fighter 2 live coming out sometime in the future, so you're buying this to save space and add a bunch of games, but you may end up buying another Street Fighter down the line. Maybe Street Fighter is becoming the new Pac-Man.
Yeah. Carl, what are your thoughts on this one?
Oh, I love this cabinet. This is everything the original Street Fighter should have been. They've threw everything in there that all those modders put in there. Gave us more games. They gave us backlit marquee. They gave us some trim. They gave us a custom riser, included a riser, but made it custom as well. They got rid of those stupid names on the kick plate and gave us a sticker decal. Even though it's a decal, is much better, much cleaner. Looks more like the arcade. They gave us an original arcade shape, and they colored the back of that door black instead of having that brown color, or beige color. So
Mhm.
I think they hit everything that they need to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm digging everything about this cabinet except for the fact that it's missing Wi-Fi capability, right? It makes me worry that we're going to have to wait for another variant that has Wi-Fi capability for us to, for me to be Guile and you to be Blanca and for me to crush you, Michael B. So,
I don't think so, pal.
you know, so it's kind of I think that was a big miss, right? But let's kind of take a look here now. Now, the 12 games included, are these the same ones that are on that cocktail table, the Street Fighter cocktail table? Is that what I've been hearing?
It looks like it to me. The only one I wasn't sure on was if Commando was going to be there, because Commando's a vertical screen game. But if Commando's there, it's the exact same lineup.
All right, let's take a look here. Yep, Commando's on there as well.
Yeah, so it's the same lineup as the head-to-head table.
Man, how many versions of Street Fighter do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Half the lineup.
There's more. There's more. They could have added the Alpha series. I like the different games they included. Of course, every game on the Final Fight cabinet, and Darkstalkers is a really cool addition too. I'm really excited about that. Again, Commando is really exciting that we're going to have a home version of it on a 3/4 scale arcade, but it is a vertical game on a square screen. So, make your decision on whether or not you like that.
Hey guys, special celebrity guest star is in our live chat right now. Guys, Killer Arcade Games Chris, he's actually been on my Loft Report podcast. Chris, it's been too long since we've seen you, my friend. Welcome back to the show. And Killer Instinct was announced. We'll get to that. But yeah, I think the hints they left were a little obvious that it was going to be Killer Instinct. A lot of people thought it was going to be Mike Tyson's Punch Out, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Guys, make sure you check out Killer Arcade Games on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. We love that channel. All in all, you have to say that the cabinet looks pretty good. I'm hearing a lot of folks saying they're not happy with the control deck, guys. What's wrong with the control deck that you guys aren't happy about? I keep seeing that in the live chat. Detroit Love, do you know what the gripe is?
No idea. It's got the updated control panel where you got the incremental volume. I don't know what more you can add. This is a remake. All of the Street Fighters that's out there in the wild has been sold. They have to get these back into the stores instead of putting that old junk back out there. They've updated it and making it available. This is not necessarily for people who already have Street Fighter. This is for people who are coming in and wanting to get Street Fighter. So,
I would argue that this is a space saver. This is so we can sell off our Final Fight and our Street Fighter cabs and add this one all over again.
Oh, there we go, Louise. People want bad tops. Well, yeah, guys, but that's an easy swap. Come on now.
Bad tops are on it. If you look at the videos shared during Ralph's stream, even though the pictures show ball tops, there are bad tops for this cabinet.
Yep.
Yeah, guys, everything we saw today, guys, is all subject to change. The videos, the sizzle reels they made, guys, all that stuff was all computer rendered. Those weren't real cabinets like in that sizzle reel I played. That was a computer generated sizzle reel. Like that wasn't the real cabinet. So expect things to change, right? All these arcade and game companies, they put out these renders, they put out their announcements, and then they might make some last minute fine tuning adjustments, right?
Absolutely.
So
that's why they have the notify me, because they want to get the pique the interest and how many people are interested in these things. They're definitely listening to the fans to make all these changes. Everything on this new cabinet is based on our feedback and the things that we've modded this over the years. So it's a home run.
Yeah. Zero Hero says, let's stay positive here. Like all in all, guys, we definitely want to point out opportunities for improvement. That's what we always do, right? And if it wasn't for us pointing out opportunities for improvements and changes over the last couple of years would not have happened to this company and to their products. So they should be welcoming of critical, constructive feedback. Now, if people are just sitting there saying it's a pile of monkey poo and crap, I mean, that doesn't help anybody, right? So when I sit here and I look at this particular cabinet, right? So in my opinion, I think this cabinet is a home run, except for, actually, no, what? I change it. It's a triple. It's not a home run because we're missing Wi-Fi and that marquee is set so far back. And I'm not digging the super far back marquees. You see how far back that thing is sitting? So, I mean, minus those, like, honestly, I think this cabinet's pretty darn good. Now, will I be purchasing this cabinet? No. because it doesn't have Wi-Fi, and I'm not going to have the ability to play people online. Michael B has got his hand up. What's up, man?
I'm buying it. And I will go back to the marquee. If you take a look at the render that they did for Killer Instinct, the marquee actually comes out a lot more forward. So there's still hope. Cross your fingers. It all depends on that viewing angle of the screen.
Yeah. All right, guys. So final thoughts on the chat. It looks like a lot of people are saying it's a pretty darn good cabinet. A lot of positive feedback on this particular cabinet.
So can we just ask who of us is getting this one? Like when we go through the cabs, we'll say, are we interested? Yeah. Are we going to buy it?
So, okay. Yeah, I like that. I don't think people have done that on their shows. So let's do this. Cause I've been watching this coverage all day. I watch Killer Arcade Games. I watch Cool Toy. And yeah, so I don't think those questions got asked. I think that's a really good way to do it, Michael B. So in my opinion, I'll lead off. Like I said earlier, I'm not going to buy this cabinet because it doesn't have Wi-Fi capability. Now, if that changes down the road, because this stuff is subject to change. If that changes prior to release, I might get this cabinet. What about you, Carl?
Yeah, I mean, I already have this cabinet. Everything they've added to it, I've already have on mine, plus a real coin door. So I don't have a need for it. But if I was in the market to get one and didn't have this one, for sure it would be a purchase. But I don't need it in my collection.
Yep, a lot of folks are saying that without the Wi-Fi, they're not interested in it, guys. Same reason as Pdub. A lot of folks pass. And then there's a lot of folks saying that they would like to buy it, but they're running out of room. Keon, just click the join button. Thanks for joining the Loft Army. We greatly appreciate that, my friend. But yeah, this doesn't.
Michael B, you said you're already getting it, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. It's a space saver for me. I'm gonna combine my Final Fight and my Street Fighter cabinets probably, and make room for another one.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's what's nice about the legacy cabinets. And I mentioned that a couple days ago. We talked about it on the Game Room Dudes, as well as in the video I did this morning or the other day. I can't remember. I said, this is a great way to, condense your cabinets. Take the ones that have, the older screens and you've already beaten them to hell the last couple of years. Sell those to some sucker on Facebook for $100, $150 a pop. And go get the newer versions, right? Take that money and apply them towards an upgrade, right? It's like getting a phone upgrade.
Yeah. Plus you got to remember with Street Fighter, it was never fixed. I mean, there's audio issues where it's mono, wasn't properly digitized for the stereo. So sometimes you only get sound on one side of the screen. I cannot wait to play Street Fighter properly.
Right. All right, King Creole threw super chat in. Pdubs, any Dragon's Lair buyer's remorse? So I think he's talking about my Dragon's Lair iArcade bundle. Absolutely not, my friend, because that is a totally different machine, right? Yes, it's a Dragon's Lair themed machine that iArcade did, and Dragon's Lair is one of the headline titles. But the goal of that product is it's a multicade, right? And there's so much you're going to be able to do with it, and hopefully that product will continue to evolve. And we might as well, it sounds like King Creole picked the next cabinet, guys. Let's talk about Dragon's Lair. So Arcade1Up is doing Dragon's Lair, but this is a totally different style of product than what iArcade is doing. This is obviously a static machine with just 3 games on it. And they are doing the original arcade ROM. Is that what I heard as well, Michael B?
Yeah, that's correct. They're taking the original 4x3 art, and Code Mystics is doing the game itself. I can't 100% say it's the actual arcade ROM. I think it is, but I do know it's the original actual drawn 4x3 art that Code Mystics is using to develop the game. I don't want to go on record to say that it's 100% the arcade ROM. It's almost impossible to do. Code Mystics is putting something together that's going to be as close to the arcade ROM as possible.
Yep, there's a lot of folks out there who have purchased the iArcade and would still be interested in this cabinet. Detroit Love, what are your thoughts about them coming out with Dragon's Lair? And also they're doing a Space Ace variant. We'll pull that up here on the screen.
Yeah, I like the idea that they're making basically the same cab and skinning it with the Space Ace and as well as Dragon's Lair. I like. I'm not a big fan of Dragon's Lair. That's not something I grew up with. That game was so hard. I would have run from that faster than I ran from pinball, right? Even today, I like that the version on the iArcade has a training mode where you don't get a high score, but you can get to learn. Because the normal way, if you mess up, they just skip you to the next action, and you can't learn from that. So I like that aspect of it. So eventually I'll get to love this game. But I like the style of this. I like the the faux coin door on here. I think they're doing a great job, and even the backlit marquee, has a different shape to it. I mean, they're
Yeah.
doing some different things with this thing, where I think it's going to appeal to a lot of people that's Dragon Lairs fans.
Yeah, I mean, we all knew that if Arcade1Up would do Dragon's Lair, that they would do it. They would mimic the original arcade, right? You have the
We were
original
hopeful. We were hopeful. There was no guarantee.
Yeah, but I have a feeling I just feel it in my heart of hearts that if they were to do this cabinet, it would have to look like this, right? Like if they couldn't get it licensed approved to look like this, I don't think they would ever even release this cabinet. Just thinking about the way Arcade1Up does things, and God bless them for it. I mean, this obviously is a beautiful looking cabinet. It mimics the original shape, pretty much as close as you can get it from a 3/4 scale point of view. But the cell phone scoreboard thing, guys, I am not a fan of. I mean, I would have paid more money to have an actual scoreboard on here. I don't want to have to plug my phone in, and also there are phones of all different kinds of various sizes and shapes. I mean, what if you have a phone that's too small, too big? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know.
I don't think that's an issue. I think whatever
I
they
don't
put in there would accommodate that. But you can also put in a screen. So if you wanted to spend the extra and get your own screen to fit up there, they're going to make a provisions for that. So it's really they already know what people are going to want to do with this, and so they're just making some options. If you like it like it is out the box, you can just let the score overlay over the actual screen. If you want to use the phone and use Wi-Fi to beam that score up there so it's separated from the screen, you can do that. And if you want to go out and buy your own, and I believe they say you can even hook it up to another HDMI, because it's just HDMI out. You can hook it up to another TV that's nearby, or you can buy your own screen. So you got
that's
some
cool.
options there.
Yeah,
okay.
there's actually a really good reason for that. Most people who have a Dragon's Lair cabinet, and even back in the old day in the arcades, they used to actually put another CRT monitor on top of the cabinet as a watch screen, so people could watch over the side. And a lot of people just preferred to watch other people play, especially since it was so expensive. So they're actually going that extra step to recreate that experience, where you can also get your watch screen through the Arcade1Up as well. There's another point of clarification with the Space Ace. John D explained this. It's not 100% guaranteed that there is going to be a Space Ace variant. They have to pre-sell enough copies to justify the purchase, so they're currently working on that. We're guaranteed going to get Dragon's Lair, but I think Space Ace right now, that variant is kind of it's almost like a Kickstarter. They've got to get to a certain number before it's actually going to be produced.
Oh, okay. Well, guys, so I'm kind of unique. Everyone make your own informed decisions, right? So, like, I am interested in this cabinet, but because I already have a Dragon's Lair themed cabinet in my home for my arcade, honestly, if I did purchase this cabinet, it would be Space Ace. I'd want to have this. That way, I don't have two Dragon's Lair themed cabinets in my home. And because I do like the shape of the cabinet. I think Arcade1Up. Let's get this off of here real quick. I think Arcade1Up definitely hit a home run with the shapes on all of these cabinets. This is what we've been asking for. Getting rid of that cookie cutter shape, right? Like this is super cool, right? And I like the fact that when you walk down your row, like for instance, like right now I have the Outrun cabinet, the Star Wars cabinet, the Golden Tee cabinet, and the Mortal Kombat cabinet all in a row, like right now in my loft. Now, all four of those cabinets, guys, have different kind of shapes of the cabinets, right? So what's really cool, and also they all have different controls. And it gets me excited because everything looks kind of different, right? And, we've seen so many pictures of everyone's Arcade1Up game rooms, and it's all the same cookie cutter shape, all the cabinets smashed together. I actually think it's going to look better in all of our rooms to have a Space Ace Dragon's Lair shaped cabinet then you have the Star Wars cabinet, then Golden Tee cabinet, and then you have like let's say you go nuts and you get the Capcom cabinet. You know what I mean? Like, I just think it's going to look more like a real arcade than a row of matching toys with different artwork. Does that make sense, Michael B? And what do you guys think about it? Do you think that this change will actually make your in-home arcade look more like an arcade? Personally, I think it will. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, so you were talking about, everybody said, well, I've already got Dragon's Lair on the II arcade. People want different things. Like me personally, I love like my multicades, I love my Legends Ultimate, but I also love having all these different machines here with the original artwork and with the original shape is going to add that extra element to make it feel more and more like a real arcade. And really, that's what I want. I buy these just as much to enjoy them looking at them as, I hate to use the term functional furniture and art themselves, as to play the games on them.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. You know, many times I just turn on these cabinets and I'm not even going to play them. I love the sounds. You know, I don't like when they don't have the attract mode feature on the cabinets. So it's the look, it's the sound, all those things together is what creates the environment that just takes you back. You know, so I agree. You know, when I was first when Arcade1Up first started releasing these, I would go up to the arcade downtown and just walk through there, and I'm looking at, okay, they pretty much have every cabinet that's in this actual arcade, or the ones that they're producing, you know, and I can predict which ones they were going to be releasing based on that. The only one that hadn't come out, and I hope doesn't come out, is a Cubert. And I know some people love that game.
Come on, man! I was ready to riot today when Cubert did not get announced. You guys know I want Cubert.
That game. Okay,
all right,
but
so
you know what I mean. But just going into the arcade with the sounds and the look of each cabinet with their own unique artwork. You know, Centipede, Burger Time, all these things are just this. That's what jumps out to you. Even if they were close together, you know, it still made a difference. Those different shapes and those different graphics.
Yeah, Kev Gret has a great point here. When you smash them side by side, are you really enjoying the side art? No, because you can't see the side art because all the cabinets are the same shape, size, measurements, right, with the cookie cutter design. But for instance, like, take a look behind me, guys. I got an Arcade1Up, At Games, iArcade, all here, right? Might look goofy from this point of view, but like when I walk into my office from there and you look at a row of arcades from the side, from the profile, I can see the artwork on all the cabinets. I can see the different control decks, the different heights and everything. And it excites me every time I walk in here seeing a variety arcade, right? And that's what I want in my loft. I want a whole bunch of Arcade1Up cabinets that are different styles, different shapes, because it's just going to pop. It's going to look so much better than a row of, you know, chocolate chip cookies, you know, stacked next to each other. Does that make sense? So,
and how much more authentic it's going to look as you start to build those rows and you got those faux coin doors on it. It just makes it different. We're going to see those faux doors go with the lights are going to turn red, or people going to make mods to do it, you know, with just little LED lights or whatever. You know, that just opens up a whole lot of avenues.
Yeah, they actually talked about that today, and I think if we push Arcade1Up enough, they'll give in and let us do this. It's no different than that light up front J panel they did with Miss Pac-Man. It's only a matter of running another cord down and having a light behind the coin door, and then having two translucent red pieces over the coin door buttons, and we've got lit coin doors. They even talked about possibly changing the player 1 and player 2 coin in buttons to go down there as well. That'd be really cool. I'd love that.
Yeah. So, and obviously everything that got announced today, guys, they're saving stuff for later this year, right?
Oh yeah.
So, you know,
they're saving Simpsons, and they're saving
more pinball
Tron.
machines.
Yeah.
More pinball machines and all that kind of stuff, right? Okay, so let's do our final thoughts on this one, because we got a bunch more to go through here. So so here's what we'll say is, are you gonna get Dragon's Lair or Space Ace? It's the same cabinet, just different artwork. I'll always be brave. I'll go first. So I am going to get the Space Ace, as long as I can find a way to do something with a screen, make like a permanent screen, if it's any way at all possible. If not, I'll just suffer. I'll just stick my phone on there, and I'm sure we'll have fun. But yeah, Space Ace is a yes for me. Go ahead,
buddy. This isn't rocket science. Just take an old phone you're not currently using, stick it up there. You don't have to have it with a plan.
Old phone. You want to see something funny? So like in my desk drawer right here, look at this. I got old phone.
Exactly.
Old phone. You know what I mean? I got three old phones right here in my desk drawer. That's a good idea, Michael B. I wonder why I've been hanging on to this stuff.
Yeah, I use mine as security cameras in my garage and things like that. There's free apps that you can use to reuse those, so I repurpose mine for sure. But for me, again, I'm not like Michael B, where I want to have a full room of arcades. I'm not like Pdubs that just have to buy everything just because his wife tell him not to. Um, I'm really selecting what I have room to put every cabinet they have made down here. But I'm real selecting what I'm doing. And I already have the Dragon's Lair on my Double Dragon cabinet, so there's no need for me to get either one of these. But I'm definitely a fan.
And Michael B, what about you?
Oh yeah, and how?
Look at Jamie, who is a dude. Everyone has a bag of phones they're not using. That is true. Yep. Look at Luis. I got phones. Guys, we already have the modding parts necessary for the Dragon's Lair and Space Ace cabinets. Okay, so let's move on here. Let's do another legacy cabinet, because the legacy cabinets, in my opinion, are cool, but they're not as exciting as Killer Instinct, Dragon's Lair, and X-Men, right? So let's do another legacy cabinet, and then we'll go to one of the bigger announcements. So let's do this one, guys. And literally, we're only going to spend about 30 seconds talking about this one. That is the sizzle reel right there for the Bandai Namco Legacy Cabinet. Guys, I don't know if you heard this or not, but Arcade1Up has secured a license with Bandai Namco, and they are bringing Pac-Man into your home. At long last, guys, we are getting Pac-Man. Good grief.
The same as with Street Fighter 2. This is the cabinet that should have been out from day one. This is the one they should have had. They didn't really need any of the other ones, but they had to get to this point, obviously. The faux coin door, the backlit marquee, enough games to keep you pack crazy if you like, included riser. I'm sure the back of it is black like it should have been. This is the Pac-Man that if you didn't have a Pac-Man, now you can finally get a Pac-Man. And again, like I said, people get mad because all these Pac-Mans keep coming out. They got to keep these shells. You guys don't realize they create these things and put them in the stores, and they got to have some. If they're not having new games on the shelf, nobody's finding out about Arcade1Up for the first time if they're not walking by a box that they can put in their buggy and take off with it. So Pac-Man is always going to be one of those staple.
Yeah, I'm also going to jump in here really quickly. This is simple business too. Pac-Man sells right now in Canada. The two cabs that sold out first Christmas time and right after Christmas was Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man. People just instinctively buy this. Yep. So for Arcade1Up, this product, Pac-Man, them selling Pac-Man, is considered a cash cow. Pac-Man is what allows them to make the other crazy stuff like Dragon's Lair that we all enjoy because they just sold 1 billion Pac-Man to everybody all over the place. So as much as we hate Pac-Man, it's basically paying for us to get all the other cool shit we want.
All right.
It's their bread and butter. Bread and butter, baby.
We got a $4.99 super chat from Wade. He says no more Pac-Mans. He doesn't care about Michael B's logic. But what Michael B is saying is correct, guys. Pac-Man is obviously a top seller. It is one of the most iconic, if not one of the most iconic arcade title of all time. Everybody on Earth has heard of Pac-Man, I think. And if they see it walking through a store, they're going to buy it, and that's going to help Arcade1Up continue to be successful. So let's move on to the next cabinet, because there's really nothing to talk about here, is there?
Yes, there is. Are we going to buy it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying let's move on to the next cabinet and get our final thoughts here. So, is Pdubs gonna buy his 9th Arcade1Up Pac-Man cabinet? No. Yeah. Go ahead, and you, Detroit Love. Go ahead. Sorry.
This is a might. This is a might. If I'm at Walmart and I see it on the shelf, I might grab it.
Okay.
I was pretty critical of the 40th anniversary Pac-Man because of the wood grain, and I said, if you're going to use that shape, why wouldn't you use the original yellow side panel? I want the original yellow side panel. So I'm getting the yellow side panel. If I can sell my Pac-Man 40th, maybe. This one's going to have dip switch options. It doesn't seem like we are going to get the filter removed from Pac-Man 40th anniversary, so this might be the only option to get a good working Pac-Man. I know you've got Super Pac-Man, so you don't really need it, but it's cold here in Canada, and the Legacy Edition might be my best option.
Oh, speaking of which, while I have everybody, just quick side note, guys. So that Super Pac-Man, the reason I dragged it into my office is I wanted to make sure I had like at least a cabinet from every company behind me, so people wouldn't be like, he's biased. But guys, I support retro gaming. I'm biased about retro gaming. That is what I'm biased about. I'm not biased about companies. But what's interesting to me, though, guys, is no one's done any videos on the firmware fix on the Pac-Man or the updated settings and stuff you have access to. If you guys want me to do that video, I can make that video real quick. Just let me know. Throw it in the chat. Go ahead, Michael B.
Yeah, I just want to throw in one more thing about the Legacy Edition Pac-Man. Something I hope they change. That black J panel in the front, especially where behind the corn door is all yellow. I really hope they change that J panel to yellow to make the whole cab look right. There's something about that black J panel that drives me nuts. It seems so out of place. So hopefully they change that J panel to yellow.
Okay.
And before you commit to it, make sure, look at the game list and make sure it has enough buttons on here, because they've been known to do something crazy with these Pac-Man. Yeah. So make sure you got enough buttons before you buy it, because your favorite game may not be operable.
Yeah, zero teasing me in the chat. We're going to call you biased anyway. Of course we're biased. We all, guys, although we provide coverage, we're also allowed to have our opinions. We just present them to you to make your own opinions. You're not obligated to agree with anybody. All right, guys.
I did want to comment. You know, Ben was saying the coin door is just a sticker, not a
with the Legacy cabs.
But right, like the Legacy. No, not the non-Legacy has the plastic doors, but the decal door is a much better look, even as a decal, than those list of games that are included. So
let's hope this one gets quality. Look at Brad's comment. Let's hope this one gets quality control tested before they release it.
I'm telling you, check those buttons in the button layout.
I think I'm the only dude who actually doesn't mind the logos on the front of the arcades. I think I'm the only one who looks at it and says, "Yeah, I like it."
Once you get those new ones that you're talking about, you're buying,
probably.
And they have that coin, it's going to make a huge difference.
Okay, guys, put it in the chat. Now, all the cabinets announced today, Arcade1Up has gotten rid of, finally, the black kick plates with the logos all over them. Now, what's really cool is they're giving us like kick plate artwork on the kick plates, like the what is it, a coin door. And sure, the game logos are there, but now they're smaller, like we'll show you on the Killer Instinct cabinet and stuff. And if you ask me, that is huge. You know what I mean? That's what needed to happen. Like these black kit plates with logos. I know Michael B loves them. I can't stand them. I feel bad for my buddy Tyler over at Arcade Graphics, because he's been making a killing selling kick plate artwork. But then again, the kick plate art is just a vinyl with a fake it's a sticker, right? With the coin doors. It's not a real coin door or a plastic mold or anything, right?
Right.
So Tyler is still going to be able to sell a bunch of kick plate graphics that make these look pretty. Go ahead, man.
Well, now we can retrofit all the old cabs. That's what Tyler could be doing, selling his own stickers for that.
All right. We've got to get off this Pac-Man thing, guys. Let's talk about something that really blew my mind today, and that is the Pong table. And guys, this bad boy is actually available for pre-order with an April 1st tentative release date from Best Buy. You could just click on the link here or just go to Best Buy's website and type in type in Pong and you'll find it either way. But guys, the Pong 4-player pub table, it's not really a cocktail table, it's a pub table. Guys, this is interesting. This was something different, something innovative, something new. This kind of stuff excites me, Brian Zamborski, he says he's already pre-ordered it. Crumb says yes. It's got Warlords on it. Who doesn't like Warlords? Warlords is awesome. They say it's not compatible with Arcade1Up stools. Say what? Let's go around the horn here. Michael B., what are your thoughts on the pub table? And guys, throw your thoughts in the chat.
I think this thing is absolutely beautiful. Like, it screams 70s. Like, there's nothing I've ever seen that looked more 70s than this, probably. I don't know if this is something for me. We kind of had a heads up that there was a big Pong table coming because our contact with the Brick kind of asked our Facebook group if we were interested in a Pong cabinet. So we thought we were going to get a recreation of the original Pong cabinet. So this came out of left field. It's really cool looking. I think a lot of people are going to be very excited with it. I don't know if it's anything for me, but it is really cool looking. And I do have a pub table in my arcade, so maybe I could swap it out for a Pong table.
What about you, Carl?
I think it looks nice, minus that kick plate with all the names of the games on it. I think that just distracts from the beauty of it. I wouldn't get it, but I think it's a good concept. I got a buddy that's got a great bar in his basement, and that thing would look great in there. But he'll have to go with the third party people to get rid of that name plate there. But I wouldn't get it. Pong. I could get that in a handheld and relive that memory, but I wouldn't need a whole table for it.
You guys think it needs a riser? I mean, it came up to that guy's waist. Well, then again, you know what? A pub table would be taller, like more towards kind of like above your belly button, at least, right? Like more like towards your middle of your chest, right?
Yeah, it's debatable on whether or not it's a pub table. Like, I'm sitting at a pub table right now, and I'm using an Arcade1Up stool, and I'm sitting comfortably underneath it. It's probably about 10 inches, 12 inches higher than what that is.
Yep. So it's available for pre-order, and this is what is it? Is it $550? Is that what they're selling it for? That's what I thought I saw earlier. Yep, guys, $550. What do you guys think about the price tag? Now, keep in mind, you do get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it 8 games? 8 games. It's got Super Breakout, which I'm excited about. I love Super Breakout, and of course, 1, 2, 3 versions of Pong, 4 versions of Pong, and it's got Warlords, of course. Circus Atari. I don't think I've ever played Circus Atari. Now that I think about it, I don't remember which one that one is. But yeah, guys, $550 price tag. Does that change your minds? Like, I think this is a great idea. I think it's a great concept. I actually think that it's sexy. Like, I love the way this thing looks. I would love to own this, but $550 just seems a bit much to me. So, guys, throw it in the chat. Detroit Love, what do you think about that price tag?
It's too high, and you're gonna need to get some chairs for it too.
Yeah, if this thing was like 300. Or maybe, I mean, I could see them pushing 400. I don't think I'd pay more than 400 for this. Go ahead. Maybe I'll get it on sale for 400 one day.
Yeah, it all depends on retailer. They can put whatever they want up for Best Buy to pre-order, for Arcade1Up to pre-order. Walmart will get their hands on this and sell it for $159. God only knows what Walmart will do, right? So it depends on where it's being sold through. Maybe there'll be additional sales like Sam's Club. I think this is actually something that's not necessarily thrown at us, the hardcore Arcade1Up people with a million arcades. This is more for the people that have a casual bar and, they're at that 50 to 60 age range and have a lot of nostalgia for Pong and maybe want to, have a nice little bar and add something like this to it. I think that's more of what that table's designed towards.
Yeah, that table has to be functional first. Yeah. In the environment where it goes, in my opinion. It should be functional first. It's more of a conversation thing. I don't think people are going to spend a whole lot of time playing those, but they'll turn it on and check it out and relive some memories. But the table has to be functional. So if it's not the right height, then that's going to be a deterrent for most people. But I think it's a great idea.
It's kind of a mixed bag in our live chat right now, guys. We have well over 230 people watching right now, and some people are saying yes, some people are saying no. It sounds like you could flip a coin on this one.
So I'll jump in again on the price point. I mean, I don't know why people are surprised by that price point. I mean, the head-to-head tables, if I'm not mistaken, US were $500. So this is a little bit bigger, a little bit newer components, more parts. So a little bit of an extra jump up in price. That's all. It's still a head-to-head table, just a different form
But
factor.
less favorable games. So that's
Less favorable to you. Not necessarily to the people they're trying to sell it to.
Yeah. What I find interesting is, guys, on the description on the website, it does say it has a clear cover top to protect from accidental spills, but that makes me think that it's just one of their typical plexi type covers, right? Like, I don't think this thing has like a nice glass top. If it was a glass top, though, that would be a huge difference maker. You know what I mean?
It's plexi. It's plexi.
But if it's the same plexi they put on all their other cabinets, that worries me. Now, it was kind of funny. I was on Cool Toys live stream earlier today, and I told them, I said, I'm really interested in the Pong one, until I went over to the Best Buy website and I saw the price. And then I realized it's a plexi cover on top of the top. So if we have to do, we got to keep moving here, guys. So final thoughts on this one. I'll go first as always. I would love to get this one if it had a glass top. And if it was like less than $400, you know what I mean? So this one to be is unfortunately a no. So the only one, so far I've only said yes to Space Ace and what was the other one? There was
Street
one more,
Fighter.
right?
No, not Street Fighter.
No, I said no to Street Fighter because it doesn't have Wi-Fi. So far for me, guys, the only yes from Pdubs is Space Ace. Carl, go ahead. What are your thoughts on this one?
if I walked in the store and they had this for $200, I'll get it.
Okay. And Michael B?
It's a pass for me on this one. I'm more interested in 3/4 scale arcades.
Oh, then the novelty stuff.
Yeah.
I hear you. All right, guys, let's get the last legacy cabinet out of the way, and then we're going to talk about the other two big hitters. So let's check it out, guys. Arcade1Up announced one more legacy cabinet coming to your arcade room. There she is, guys. The Tempest. Not Tempest. I'm sorry. The Atari Legacy Cabinet. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to just jump out right in front. I'm going to put myself in front of the firing squad on this. I want this cabinet. This is a day one purchase for me. Even if they, you know how I get so worried lately about pre-orders with Arcade1Up because different SKUs come later. Like, this SKU is enough for me. It looks like a Tempest cabinet, right? It's got the shape looks gorgeous. It's got 12 games. It's going to save high scores. Yes, I have the Atari 12-in-1, and I've seen people griping in their forums, on their Facebook groups, on their Discord. They're like, they're just giving us another Atari 12-in-1. Guys, that Atari 12-in-1, that thing was not like mass produced like some of their other cabinets. Like, a lot of people can't find that Atari 12-in-1. I'm going to put that Atari 12-in-1 on Facebook Marketplace, guys. It's going to sell within a half a day, maybe even within 2 hours, because people are always looking for that one. And you know what I don't like about the one out there in the loft is that it doesn't save high scores, right? And that just irks me. I think only maybe 1 or 2 games out of all of them save high scores, right? It's a hot mess. This cabinet is cool. This is a day one purchase for Pdubs. I'm telling you right now, I absolutely love this new 12-in-1. Detroit Love, what are your thoughts while I start getting some stuff on the screen here?
I was actually one of those people that was looking to find it, and I could not find it anywhere. And so I don't know if I'd be day one. I'm just filling out the notify me thing here. I'm always buying stuff. I'm always buying stuff.
Gotta hit that notify me, guys.
Yeah. That one I'm definitely sending the notify. I need to be able to make some quick decisions when they come out. I might have to sneak in through the egress window. and make a video for that one. But yeah, I was looking for. I'm not going to buy your junk that you're going to put on the on let it go. But yeah, I think this one I'm definitely going to get if the stars align and they give me that notification that it was available, I'm going to grab it.
You know what I'm going to do though to my Atari 12-in-1? I am going to take because
You're
as you guys
going to take Glenn's the spinner out. That's I was going to ask you that. You're going to
'cause
take his out and put that crap in there and
Yep.
and get what you can.
Because I spent good money on the Glenn's Retro Show trackball and spinner for mine, and hopefully they'll fit in this. Let's just say we receive this and the spinner. Now, keep in mind, guys, Arcade1Up did re-release a newer spinner for these machines, and it was a free spinning spinner. It wasn't like a clicky little thing. It was a much better thing. Glenn's is still better. And even if I get this, I'm probably going to take it out and put Glenn's in anyway. So yeah, I'm going to what's that called? Salvage. I'm going to get my stuff out of there that I paid. I'm going to put the original stuff back in and say, somebody come take it. Someone in the chat said we're buying cabinets for artwork. Well, yeah, guys, if you weren't here in the beginning of the show, like what's really cool, and I'll repeat this because we got a lot of people who just joined the broadcast, and we talked about this earlier. What I love what Arcade1Up is doing is giving us different shape cabinets. Instead of having a row of cookie cutter cabinets mashed side by side where you can't even see the artwork, with all these cabinets that are different shapes and styles now, your arcade room is going to look more like an arcade, like a real arcade room, not a bunch of toys lined up next to each other. Does that make sense? Go ahead, Carl.
Yeah, and again, I'm very select on what I want to put in there. Yeah, of course, I have the modified Galaga, I have the modified Street Fighter, so I can play any of these games that they're releasing on either of those two cabs. That's why I can appreciate and be select about the ones I do want to add, where I can just walk up to it and play that. I don't have to search through a list of 2,000 games looking for that game. I can walk up to it and play those games. And Asteroids, you guys might be Pong fanatics. Pong was just a stepping stool for me to get to Asteroids and those type of games. And I probably played more years of Asteroids than some of you guys are born. You know, I love that game. Deluxe and all those things, I can play those as well. But the original, I gotta have that one. So this is as soon as that notification come up, I just convince myself is coming through the egress window.
Good news, guys. Glenn's Retro Show is here, and Glenn did confirm his spinner trackball. Well, at least his spinner is going to work. What about that little light up trackball, Glenn? Will work in the newer cabinets. So, boom. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, so I wanted to throw in there, until I watched this tonight, I wasn't clear on whether or not the new 12-in-1 was going to have a vertical screen or a square screen. If I'm not mistaken, the original 12-in-1 had a square screen, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen it. Pardon?
They both have square. The new one and the old one has a square screen.
Oh, the new one has a square screen? I thought it was a vertical screen.
Yes. No, that's because it's got millipede and centipede. That's the drawback and why I didn't get it last time. And then I couldn't find them anymore when I did want it. So I'm not going to make that mistake with this one. I can live with centipede and millipede being on that because I can play that on my Galaga, so I don't need it for that per se.
Yeah, but the main game, Tempest, is a vertical screen.
Well, I mean, taking a look here, this appears to be a horizontal monitor, guys. This doesn't look to me like a vertical monitor in here.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. It's horizontal. It's not vertical. Mike seems to think that is, but no.
Well, in the other video they showed, it looked like it was vertical.
No, the original
Sizzle Reel video.
Well, all right, let's go back to the sizzle reel because the sizzle reel is always right. That was a vertical screen.
Yeah.
Does anyone know?
No, that can't be.
That was vertical, brother.
Yeah. Snap into a Tempest. Oh, well, whether it's vertical or horizontal, I'm probably gonna buy it. Like I'm excited about this one. I hope it's vertical though. Like honestly, now that I think about it, I'd rather it be vertical. So maybe these pictures on the Arcade1Up website are wrong because they're showing a horizontal monitor. You got Arcade1Up if you're watching, which you're probably not, but if you do,
Clarify.
fix
Yeah,
the
see,
website.
I'm a weird dude. I buy my cabs to play the title game. I very rarely play the other games. I play the title games. So I'd be buying this to play Tempest, and I want to play Tempest properly if I'm buying a Tempest cab.
Yeah. What do you guys think about Aka R being released on here? That was like a prototype arcade game back in the day, right?
What was that? I'm sorry. I was looking at the list.
Aka R has been added. That's not on the other 12-in-1 that was previously released.
I don't recall. I don't even know what that is.
It stands for also known as another Ralston Halley production, I believe is what it's supposed to stand for. So let's see here if we can find. Let me see if I can find you guys some stuff.
And that looks like a horizontal game too.
Yeah, let's pull this up here. So here's Aka R, guys. Check this out. Oh man, look at this cabinet. This cabinet's in. All right, here. Oh, I got to add that to the stream. Take a look at this bad boy. 1982 prototype class cabinet, horizontal. I don't think I've ever played this.
I don't think it was released. It was a prototype.
Yeah. Yeah, but like even on like emulation or stuff, has this ever been emulated before? Like on a Pi or anything? I don't think I've ever.
I've never seen it.
I don't know.
Oh man, if that was a vertical screen, that's gonna. See, I didn't get the original one because the games I wanted to get.
Rental copy video says it sucks, so I guess that's okay. Let's get that off of there. Okay.
I might have to buy your old one with Glenn's spinner in it. If that's the case.
Yeah, guys, if you want it. Oh yeah, look at that. Space Duel's on here. That's sweet. All right. I didn't even see that hidden at the bottom of the list.
So what came off the old 12-in-1? Is it Lunar Lander and what else?
Yeah, Lunar Lander is gone. Now that Major Havoc's on there, Missile Command's on there, Crystal Castles is on there. Tempest, Gravitar, Liberator.
So the majority of those, what, only 3 of the games are vertical?
Yeah. I think it's going to be fine. Oh, Quantum came off. Yeah, that's right. Quantum's not on here. So they took off. Yeah, they took off Quantum and they took off Lunar Lander, which sucks because I love Lunar Lander. I love that game, but I have other ways to play it, so I'm not too worried about it.
I'm gonna have to unnotify me on this one now. I don't know.
Hey, easy. We want a vertical screen on this. Don't mess this up for us, Detroit Love.
All right, we're already pushing an hour, and we got to get to the 2 big hitters, the 2 headliners. Yes, guys, everything I do is intentional. We save those for last. So we're going to talk about the 2 big hitters, but before we do, let's put our final thoughts in. I already said it, guys. I am going to get the Atari Legacy cabinet. I'm super hyped for it. So as of today, Pdubs, we'll have Space Ace and Atari Legacy. Carl, you're next. Guys, put your thoughts in the chat as well.
Well, it's a big question mark now. I have to see if it's vertical versus horizontal. So it's a question mark here. It's a maybe at this point now.
Okay.
I'm sad. Can you hear it in my voice?
And what about you, Michael B?
That artwork's incredible. So yes, I'm leaning very heavily towards purchasing this as well.
Alrighty. Now, guys, we got 2 more of their cabinets to talk about. I think we talked about everything else. Now, which one? Let's put this in the chat, guys. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys think X-Men was the biggest announcement of the day, or put a 2 in the chat if you think it was Killer Instinct. These were the 2 biggest cabinets that got the most press, the most excitement from what I saw tracking the fan forums today. I would love to know what you guys thought was the most. Which one do you think stole the show, Carl?
Killer Instinct.
Michael B?
I don't know. I can't give a definitive answer. I think both of them were really just as surprising. Everybody was pretty sure it was going to be Simpsons. Everybody had put it in for Simpsons. We were told that X-Men would never happen, so that was a big shock. And Killer Instinct, the only thing is, John D put out a picture of a black cabinet with Battletoads, and you can kind of clearly see the Battletoads logo on it. So
Right.
I kind of knew Killer Instinct was coming out because John D did kind of spoil that one with his teases.
Yeah, because what's that R? Starts with an R. The publisher who owns those games, Rare. Right?
Rare.
Yeah, so like Battletoads is Rare, so it's
and you knew they weren't making a Battletoads cabinet.
Why not though? I like Battletoads. Cool Toy likes Battletoads.
Arcade Battletoads as a standalone cabinet.
Well, no, just all right. We'll talk about that. But guys, yeah, it looks like according to the chat, you guys are saying Killer Instinct was the headliner. So since Killer Instinct was the headliner, popularity vote contest in the live chat, we'll talk about Killer Instinct last. Let's talk about X-Men. All right, let me find it right here. So the X-Men cabinet that everyone has been waiting for was finally revealed and announced today. And obviously it's got that sick shape. It's got that beautiful side panel artwork and all that kind of stuff. And of course, we got our coin door. And this is what I like. Yeah, you could put all the game logos on there, right? But make them tiny. We don't need to, it doesn't need to cover the whole thing. And, they're putting is this just a vinyl? It's just a vinyl. It's just a sticker, right? That's all it is. All right. What are your guys' thoughts, Carl, on the X-Men cabinet? And keep in mind, guys, this comes with X-Men, the arcade. And of course, it comes with Captain America and the Avengers in Galactic Storm, which was like a fighting game, which I don't think was very popular back in the day. Go ahead.
I don't need any more fighters. I don't need any fighters. So this is not for me. The 4-person just takes up so much space in itself. So, but I like it. I like that it got the coin doors. I don't mind the small game list there. I know you like it that the marquee's not sunken in like the other one. So I think it's going to sell, but it's not for me.
All right, guys. John D. Now, keep in mind, guys, there were 2 live streams today, and I was watching Cool Toys stream. They were live at the same time, and okay, so it was confirmed. It's going to be a plastic faux coin door. That's what everyone is saying in the chat, except on the legacy cabinets, which are just going to be stickers. Right. Okay, that's cool. That's just one more reason to buy this cabinet, then, right? All right, let's keep going. So, what were you saying before I interrupted you?
It's funny because I have been talking to JC, over at Tulsa, and I've been telling him to make these plastic faux coin doors because that's going to be real popular. He goes, I don't have time for that. Yeah, I bet he may jump into it now, but I think as a winner to have the plastic ones, and again, if you can backlight those with the red, that'd be super awesome.
Yeah. Michael B., what do you think about the X-Men cabinet? It's a 4-player.
Well, it's a 6-player. It's a 4-player, but it's a 6-player because they explained it to it. It's online cab, which I'm really excited about. I love a beat 'em up. I know people are down on the beat 'em ups because they say, once you beat it, what are you going to do with it? I've always said, man, if Turtles had Wi-Fi and you could play with friends in another house and jump on and run through it together, it would definitely expand that playability for a beat 'em up. So kudos for them doing that. I'm hoping there's still hope that we're actually going to get a widescreen on this, and they'll figure out a way to do, if we're going to play the 6-player, have the big long screen, because in the arcade they had one CRT here, one CRT on the bottom, and then a mirror there to do the big wide screen. So it would have been really cool if they could have put like a 24-inch widescreen in the cabinet, even if it still had the 4-player controller, just so we could see all 6 people across the wide big 2 screens. So I'm still hoping there's going to be changes, but if not, I'm very excited about this cabinet. I love beat 'em ups, and the fact that this is the first time they've ever done multi-publishers on one cab. So you've got Konami and Marvel joining up to do X-Men, and then you've got G-Mode, and they answered the trivia question. Yes, G-Mode did have Captain America and the Avengers the rights, so G-Mode is involved in this as well to make sure Captain America and the Avengers is there. And I love that game too, so I'm very excited about not just X-Men, but the fact that this is going to have variety, and it's going to have Captain America and the Avengers too. So this is a big buy for me.
Now, we got a great question here. Where did it go? Sorry, guys. The chat is moving a little bit fast. Wilson, I love Wilson. He cracks me up. When is HSN, QVC, and Costco getting their variants of these cabs? Obviously, guys, this is the thing with Arcade1Up. We discovered this in 2018. Not 2018. More tail end of 2019, as well as throughout 2020. Multiple SKUs of their cabinets, guys. Yes, we want to do day one. We want to be the first to get it. We want to pre-order day one, but I always recommend try and be patient if you can. See if there's other SKUs out there. Because what if, now I'm not saying this is going to happen. Michael B, let me get this out. I know you're
all right,
throwing
then I'm going to come in right afterwards. Get ready.
But what if, now I'm not saying this is going to happen. I have no knowledge. But what if the Sam's Club bundle had that, it was a bigger cabinet and it had 6 players, a 24-inch screen, all that kind of stuff. And people just bought the 4-player version, right? Like, that'd be stressful for those people, right? If they would have preferred getting it. But guys, I mean, honestly, I don't see them making a 6-player control deck. Like, I don't see it. Like,
No.
Like, so I think this is it, guys. 4 players, and then, bring in 2 more online. Go ahead, Michael B.
Well, first off, 6-player control deck. They have enough complaints from people about like Golden Axe being 4 players. A 6-player deck, how much space is that going to take up? But
it would have to wrap around the end. Then you have to have a mirror across the room so you can see what's going on.
And also, I think if you guys go online, Joe Zabo actually made a 3/4 scale representation of the original X-Men 6-player cabinet, and it is crazy. So if you ever get a chance, go check out Joe Zabo's page because he actually has one done. The thing I am going to say, everybody says that don't pre-order, like don't jump out and buy the first thing Arcade1Up puts out. How does that feel now for the people who waited on Marvel vs. Capcom and now you can't buy it? Because they did tell us ahead of time they were going to do this. The only way they can fight the Walmart fire sales and all the craziness is they're limiting their stock. They're doing smaller runs, maximizing profitability. So if for those people that are going to say, oh, I'm just going to wait for the Sam's Club variant, that's not always going to work out for you because Golden Axe is discontinued. Marvel vs. Capcom is discontinued, and a lot of people didn't get them. So be careful.
So this right here, I pulled up some footage here, guys. This is the Galactic Storm game that's going to be included. You'll notice the characters are more of a kind of a 3D polygonal rendered characters on this game. As you guys know, with the release of the Outrun cabinet and the Buck Hunter cabinet, the hardware and the PCB boards are vastly improved on what Arcade1Up is releasing. So we're obviously going to see some pretty cool games like Killer Instinct and stuff coming down the road, right? And but as you can see here, this is that game. In case if folks had never heard of it, I don't think this thing was very, very popular. Like Captain America and the Avengers, that's a classic game though, right? Like that's included on this cabinet as well.
Oh yeah.
So that's really cool to see. So that's like a classic beat 'em up type cabinet, but or game. But yeah, guys, this is what this looks like. Now, honestly, I don't think it's as flushed out as like Marvel superheroes and all those kind of games. But it's okay. I mean, it's okay.
This is just padding. That's all this is.
It's fluff.
Yeah. I'm not even. I don't even care about this. This is the game that's gonna get cobwebs on this cabinet for me. It'll be the first 2.
Now, X-Men, of course, guys. Like honestly, it's not that long of a game. You could probably beat it within an hour if you just plug away. But I think it has a lot of replay value. Like I could play X-Men a ton. I love that arcade game. I think you'll get your money's worth with this cabinet. All right, guys, we got to get to the one that everyone said is the biggest one of the night. So before we do that, our final thoughts. I want to go last this time. Michael B, X-Men, is it going to end up in the Game Genie room right behind you?
Before everything else, yes, X-Men is the one that I'm going to get. If I can only buy one, this is it.
Okay. And Detroit Love?
It's a no for me.
Why not?
Again, I'm not a real big fan of beat 'em ups. I got my Double Dragon, which is a far worse game than any of those guys there. But that's just not my genre. I'm not a big fan of those, so I wouldn't have more than one.
The hand is killing me tonight.
And I can play those on my other cabinets.
But can we do a Super Game Room Dudes live stream where we're all playing the same beat 'em up at the exact same time if you don't buy this cab?
Yeah, we can do that with NBA Jam, and we hadn't done that since we did it 8 years ago.
It's true.
We,
Come on, Carl, get X-Men. We want to play.
you know what's going to happen?
Yeah,
We're going to do
I'll
it.
get it. We'll play it one time, and then I'll get cobwebs.
Oh yeah.
For those of you who might be newer to our channel, so like when NBA Jam came out, right? Like they were all like, "Oh, the online works flawlessly," and we did a live stream, and we had 4 guys, and we proved like live that it was messed up, right? Like everyone would end up in different games playing against ghosts. Not you would think you're playing against your friends, but because we're actually on the phone and on the live stream with each other, we're like, "What's the score of your game? 22-8. Wow, my game is 13-10. You know what I mean? Like it was a hot mess. So we discovered those errors. And then, of course, Code Mystics was super awesome. They fixed it. Now, what if we did that with X-Men? What if we discovered errors? Like they're going to hate us. They're like, oh, great. Those guys are going to live stream. They're going to find the errors. Oh, here, get ready for the firmware fix. Oh,
we need to play NBA Jam again because
I agree.
it may not be fixed. We might have to verify that.
So this is a yes for Michael B. This is a no for Detroit Love. Will you find this cabinet in Pdubs Arcade Loft? No. And the reason why, guys, is I have no room for 4-player control decks. You have to understand these things take up so much room. I absolutely love this cabinet. I love this idea. I wish, kind of like Golden Axe, I wish they did an option where it's just a 2-player control deck, right? You know what I mean? And like especially since I could hop online and get up to 6 people playing, right? Like, why not do a 2-player control deck version of this? If they did that, I would get this. But guys, I don't have any room for 4
Would
players.
would you buy it if you can sell your NBA Jam for $300?
I like my NBA Jam. I don't want to get rid of it yet.
You haven't turned that thing on. That thing hasn't even been turned on.
I played NBA Jam the other night, mind you.
Okay.
I did.
I'll verify that.
So
all right, we're going on to Killer Instinct.
All right, guys, the headliner, the showstopper, the main event, the big announcement, one of the games that people never thought was going to be possible was announced today by Arcade1Up. Guys, they are bringing Killer Instinct into your homes. It's got Killer Instinct. It's got Killer Instinct 2. And it's got Battletoads, the arcade version, which is really cool. But for some additional fluff, they did add a console game. They did add the Battletoads Double Dragon as a bonus game. That's a console game. But then again, we have 3 really good arcade games on here. I love the original Battletoads arcade version. This is the main event. This was their big announcement today. Guys, throw it in the live chat. Michael B., what do you think?
Well, before Michael B answers, Jamie, who's not a girl, said that you keep buying all his cabinets. When you get divorced, he'll have a room for you as long as you bring all your cabinets with you.
Go ahead, Michael B. What were you going to say about this thing?
I'm really excited. I mean, when I saw John D, and everybody said, well, John D threw up like a picture of bubbles and he threw up everything. Yeah, he threw some red herrings in there. But I mean, the picture that he threw up was of an Arcade1Up cabinet. It's not like it was just some random arcade cabinet that he had found online. So we knew it was coming, but it's still really exciting to see, and I'm really excited to see how it plays. They've got new hardware for Outrun, Buck Hunter, so hopefully this plays well. Code Mystics are involved. Everybody knows the history that Code Mystics has with Killer Instinct and the ports on the Xbox, so I have a lot of confidence in this, especially the fact that it's going to be live. This is going to be so much fun. I am so excited. The only thing I will say, I don't think the cabinet is finalized. And I know everybody wants it to be as stock as possible, but one thing I really do like about the Arcade1Ups that's not always stock is the fact that they'll do the different colored T-molding. Like right now, that looks a little basic to me. Maybe I'm the only person, but it'd be nice to see a different color T-molding to really kind of make it pop. But then again, I don't want it to look too different from the original arcade, so maybe it's not a big deal to other people, but it looks really, really basic now. I think John D also shared some updated images. The control panel is going to be a little bit different too, but it needs a little bit more color, I think.
All right, guys, real quick though, hate to break in, but our Super Game Room dude co-host Nostalgia is messing around with us in the chat. He couldn't join us earlier. He's like, oh man, I got to have these important work meetings. I'm busy. I can't do a stream tonight. And now he's in the chat acting like he wasn't invited. He has the link
Yeah.
The link. Join the show, bro. Jump in here. Killer Arcade Games, as you guys know, is a huge Killer Instinct fan. I enjoyed watching his coverage of this the last 24 hours or so, and you know, it's been exciting seeing the Killer Instinct fans lose their minds that this cabinet is coming. I honestly like it as is. I like the mostly predominant black cabinet. Like, I don't want them to add kick plate graphics on the side here. I like this little rare, what is this, like a rare logo right here? Like, that's it. Sometimes, guys, less is more. So in my opinion, guys, I think this looks great as is. I think this looks great as is, and I will 100,000,000,000% be buying this cabinet. So out of the 7 cabinets, technically 8 if you include Space Ace as a variant, but out of the 7 cabinets announced today, I will be getting 3 of them. I will be getting Killer Instinct. I will be getting. Wait, hold on. What were the ones? Killer Instinct. What else did I say yes to?
Atari.
Tempest, Atari,
And Space Ace.
And Space Ace. So, guys, if you're looking for review videos, I will have those 3. I will not buy the other cabinets just to review them. But yeah, those are the 3 I'll be getting. Guys, put it in the chat. Let me know if you guys are getting Killer Instinct. Detroit Love, what do you think?
I'm excited that this is available for other people. Killer Instinct is not a game that I don't think I've ever played it personally. I've played around with it because so many people requested, my modding, channel, like, hey, can you play this? And I would test it for them, and it would suck because it was, none of the hardware was strong enough to play it. So I know there's a huge demand out here for it, that people want to play it. I may get it just to play it because I've never played a full game of it. So I'm definitely interested in it, but I just don't know enough about it to be jumping out my skin for it. But I'm glad that they're making it, and hopefully they can get it where people are satisfied with the emulation, or if it's a original a ROM, that they can enjoy playing it, because I know people have been wanting this for a long time.
Yeah, Nostalgia's talking all kinds of. Dude, just jump on, man. Jump on. I would love for guys, if you want Nostalgia to jump on and talk about how difficult it's going to be for Arcade1Up to potentially emulate this game and give us all a great experience, and the challenges that I'm sure Arcade1Up will overcome to make this a great experience for everybody. Let him know in the chat. Tell him to get off his butt. He's probably curled up next to his wife in bed, and he doesn't want to join the show. We got a $5 super chat from DB Pdubs. For 4-player control panel, why don't you get a 2-player control panel from like Tulsa, for example? There's anything is possible, right?
So I'll go back here again, talking about how hard it's going to be to emulate. Again, 2 words: Code Mystics. They have Code Mystics doing this cabinet. I don't think anybody needs to worry about what the emulation is going to be like, how it's going to run. Code Mystics has this covered, so we can all relax. Also, Lewis Chambers said it's a miracle Arcade1Up got this. I would think that also their relationship with Code Mystics and all the work that Code Mystics did with Killer Instinct in the past really kind of laid the groundwork for them getting this cabinet. And I've watched a lot of Killer Arcade games, and he said it a bunch too, that, because of their relationship with Code Mystics, it's only a matter of time until we get this cabinet, and today's the day.
But guys, this is the way the front of these cabinets should look at the minimum. Yeah, like if you're not going to put a coin door sticker on here, this is going to have the plastic molded coin door, right?
Right.
But like on cabinets that aren't going to have the plastic molded coin door, they should fill this up with some cool artwork on those kind of cabinets, right? And keep all the logos to a minimum at the bottom. Like I just can't stand logos taking up this entire thing. It just drives me bonkers. But this looks great. This looks really cool. I'm very excited about this cabinet. And of course, the online play is huge. So
yeah.
And I like that they're putting the Killer Instinct on that panel right there under the control panel. They haven't utilized that in many of the. I don't think any of the cabinets previously, have they? With any type of graphic. That front plate above the kick plate in between.
Yeah, Miss Pac-Man, the HSN Miss Pac-Man has the HSN. What is it? The other Pac-Man. What was the one that just came out? Pac and Pal or Pac-Man Plus? Pac-Man Plus also had a lit J panel, so there was art on the J panel.
But on the counter K, you're saying?
No. This was on the 3/4 scale
The
cabinet.
3/4.
My Miss
Okay.
Pac-Man. Yeah, my Miss Pac-Man back there has Miss Pac-Man art on the J panel.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Now,
I wanted to jump in just really quickly too. I wouldn't have been as excited of this cab if it wasn't for the fact that I recently impulse bought X-Men versus Street Fighter, and the online fighting experience in that has been unreal. Like I can't tell you how much I've been enjoying actually playing a fighting game online. So that's another huge one. All these fighting games should be online. It's amazing. So yeah, that's a huge thing. The fact that Killer Instinct's going to be live.
Huge. Okay, so final thoughts, Michael B. Are you going to pick this cabinet up?
Like they said in the comments before, I think I mentioned I may pick up everything except for that Pong table, and I'm also going to be getting divorced. So
you're going to get all of these?
There's a possibility. I would say strongest possibility is I'm going to get Street Fighter. I'm going to get Killer Instinct. I'm going to get X-Men, and Dragon's Lair is a very strong possibility too. With Tempest and we'll see with Tempest and Pac-Man. It depends on if I decide to sell other cabs I have.
And Detroit Love, are you going to be picking up Killer Instinct?
It's my normal maybe.
Another maybe.
Because again, I just don't have any history with the game to love it like you guys do.
Yeah, like at my when I was growing up in the Illinois area, there was a baseball card shop there, and they had all the Mortal Kombat. So as Mortal Kombat's got released, they would bring in the new Mortal Kombat machine. But he also had the Killer Instinct machines in there too, so that was really cool. So here's my final thoughts, guys. I will definitely be getting Killer Instinct. So out of the 7 or /8 cabinets announced so far, Pdubs is going to be getting the Atari Legacy cabinet, the Killer Instinct cabinet, and Space Ace. That's what I have my eyes on. The other 4 cabinets I'm not going to be purchasing. Detroit Love, are there any definites here again, or are they all?
Well, the only definite that was there was the Atari Legacy, but Michael B jacked that up. So, so that's the biggest maybe of the other maybes.
Now, here's what's interesting. Killer Arcade Games, he's made Killer Instinct modded cabinets, and he's still going to get it. He's still going to get it, which is funny.
Yeah, it's funny because our buddy Nostalgia, who's there in the comments, he had a modded Marvel vs. Capcom, and when the opportunity came out for a Marvel vs. Capcom that had online features, he was like, nah, he poo-pooed it. So, interesting.
All right. So I'm getting 3. Detroit Love is getting maybe one, and then Michael B.
A one and a possible.
A 1 and a maybe. Michael B is getting 7. Holy hell!
7.
Okay, guys. So let's do a couple quick things, and then we'll turn everybody loose. So, what cabinet did they not announce that you're hoping they announce middle of this year? Kind of towards the E3 time period. So obviously, I think a lot of folks are disappointed Simpsons didn't get announced. So hopefully that happens and they do that around E3. And also they didn't announce anything pinball related, right? And we assumed when we did our predictions that wouldn't happen because they haven't even fulfilled the prior announcements, right? The prior 3 tables. So I'm assuming that my guesses are E3, we're going to get another pinball table announced because by then others will have shipped. Probably that Universal table. And then, of course, we'll get the Simpsons announcement. But what about you guys? Any thoughts on what they didn't announce?
Well, I'm hoping that the Attack from Mars is not vaporware.
It's not.
Yeah, that's my hope. But I want a bowling. That's a bowling. I would like to have Silver Strike, but I need a bowling. It can be Simpsons bowling. I don't care. I need me a bowling game. That's when that gets announced. That's a day one purchase for me. Outside of that, I have to fill them out and see how they fit in here.
And anyone else? We got Virtua Fighter, Paperboy. What about you, Michael B?
So Cab said, I was really surprised Simpsons never came today. I thought that was the lock. Puzzle Bobble. I think you can play that on the Neo Geo MVSX, so you can just play it on that. I really was surprised we never got Smash TV. I really thought that was going to be a possibility, a twin stick game with Robotron on it. So that was disappointing not to see. I think we're going to get another
Climber.
Well, I'd love to see Crazy Climber. I don't think that's going to be on that cab. I think when we get Smash TV, it'll be Smash TV main, Robotron, and Total Carnage on the cabinet. I was surprised there wasn't another 12-in-1. I expected to see a Midway 12-in-1 with a Mortal Kombat frame and then like all the Rampage games on it. So I'm surprised that one never showed up. I think we'll see that at CES. There was a lot of talk about a Tron cabinet possibly coming out. And I do think there's going to be another racing cab. John D talked about it today. So, fingers crossed for Daytona, but it's possibly going to be virtual racing. I think it'll be another Sega racing cabinet for some reason. So we'll see.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if part of E3, Michael, is we'll get a pinball announcement, we'll get a light gun cabinet announcement, and stuff like that. Because obviously all the stuff that got announced is joystick and button games, right? Like, so there will be more light gun cabinets, there will be more racing cabinets. We will see those probably announced around E3. Why don't show all your cards right away?
Yeah, I think we would have got another light gun cabinet, but they ran into a time crisis.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely believe that a Midway Legacy cabinet is coming, guys, with all the Mortal Kombat games. But since they've already announced 3 of them, I'm assuming that might be another one they hold off until E3 time period. But yeah, guys, I would absolutely expect a Midway Legacy cabinet to come out with all the Mortal Kombat games. So when this question by Jamie, do you guys think it was fake? I think some of the games announced on that leak were fake. I don't think all the games announced were correct, but I do think that it's coming. Let's see here, guys.
I will tell you why I think it's fake is because it had Mortal Kombat 2 artwork. When this comes out, I think this will either have Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 or Mortal Kombat 1 artwork.
I don't know. Can they do the Mortal Kombat 1 with Daniel Pesina on there? Can they do that?
Well, they just got to give him some money.
Yeah. We've had him on the show before. He was awesome. Love that guy.
Yeah, but if you look at every cab they released there, nothing was the same. So I don't know if we'll get another Mortal Kombat 2 cab. I think they've thought about possibly updating that. I love Mortal Kombat 2. I think that's the nicest looking of the Mortal Kombat cabs. So I'd be totally fine with it, but I think we'll get something different.
Yeah. Very, very cool. Well, guys, so bottom line, I have to say that today was a good day for Arcade1Up. I think they got a few big announcements, X-Men, Killer Instinct, and although we can't buy all 7 cabinets, each of us, right? Like, I'm only buying 3 out of the 7. I promise you that. Like, I still think it was a good day for Arcade1Up. And hopefully we'll see what happens later this year with their announcements. And hopefully we'll get more specialty cabs later in the year, more racing cabinets, more light gun cabinets, more pinball machines. Detroit Love, do you think that they hit a home run?
Absolutely. I think again, every cabinet is not going to be for every person, but they're adding to the list. They're making improvements that we've been asking for and that we've been adding ourselves. So they're making it easier and easier for people to want to buy these cabinets, and that's great for the retro arcade market.
Well, we live in a new generation where I think you can tell that they had a good day by the fact of how little people online are complaining. You're not getting the normal comments about where's Donkey Kong, where's WrestleFest. People are pretty happy. So good job, Arcade1Up. You've quieted the unquiet.
Yep. Well, guys, that's going to do it for today. Thanks so much for hanging out with us and hearing our reactions. And guys, I absolutely appreciated reading and seeing all your reactions in the live chat, guys. It was really cool seeing your guys' feedback because, as you guys know, this is a safe place. We can do positive and constructive feedback here. No problems, guys. So do us a favor. Make sure you subscribe to Detroit Love. Make sure you subscribe to Michael B. Subscribe to subscribe to Pdubs. Are we forgetting somebody?
Yes, yeah. Subscribe to Michael B.
Yeah, subscribe to Michael B. Oh, and Nostalgia. Let's not forget Nostalgia. He couldn't make the show tonight, which is why this wasn't a Super Game Room Dudes episode. But I'll let you guys hear the Super Game Room Dudes music on the way out. Detroit Love, send us on our way, please. You guys have a great night.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time, we'll see you on the web.
on the web.